So this is what happens when you get complacent and forget to put your hangar door up all the way. You clip the top of your rudder and ruin your day. Luckily, the aviation community here in Dayton came to the rescue, and so my options were I could pay, I could get it done fairly quickly if I just wanted to pay to have it repaired, or if I wanted to learn how to do coverings, which I do, and you know, go through the process of what it's like to cover an airplane. I could spend the next few months and do that. So that's what I opted to do. So in the next 15 minutes or so, it's me repairing the rudder. I'm headed up to Troy Air Park, which is a little private air park that my rudder is being repaired at. I got the text this morning that all the welding and straightening is finished and it's ready for, I believe, final sanding, maybe grinding some welds, and a two-part epoxy that needs to be sprayed on before we cover. Hopefully this afternoon we'll get it completely ready to be covered. So this is the Troy Sky Park. I'll have to overdub some history about this place, but from what I understand, it was a concept where they had a runway and they built homes and they were creating a community. And I think they got about a dozen or so of these built, and then it kind of went under. This is back, I think, in the 50s. But anyhow, it's a beautiful place. There's the hangars, the houses are in front, and the runway is along this tree line right here. Beautiful grass strip. It's a private, so you need to know somebody that lives here to land. But luckily I do. There's the rudder. And then this piece will get welded back in right here. But what I'm gonna do, it looks like, is I'm gonna take it home, because what needs to happen is all this old tape needs to come off, cleaned, and then there's a little bit of surface rust right here. This all needs to be cleaned up, Scotch-Brite, and yeah, so it's a great looking 150. Look at that baby though. That's awesome. Let's go take a closer look. And this, oh man, dude. So that's as far as I'm going to go with the grinder, and I'm going to use a file and do it by hand. That's still the weld right there, but I don't want to nick that. So the next thing I need to do is get all the old glue and tape off, and I have a couple things to do that. I'm going to try I have this Wagner paint eater. All right, so that was too aggressive. So now I am just going to use a straight razor blade. Just start scraping it off, and maybe some MEK. So let's give that a shot. when I was using the Wagner, it was getting rid of the tape and the glue, but it was also like getting rid of this green patina on here, which is like, I don't know, the original primer stuff. Like even with the razor blade going really easy to get the glue off, that's also coming up, the green, some of that green underneath's coming up. So what I did was I put on one of the old grinders that has kind of worn down and is really soft, and I'm just going really easy. When I get down really close, I'll use MEK. I went and picked it up earlier. I said, all right, I'll have it all done and get painted tonight and have it back to you tomorrow. And he chuckled, and now I know why. So I'm headed down to the hangar to pick up the outer skin, the old outer skin of the rudder, take it to a place in downtown Dayton that will color match it. And we are ordering PPG Concept, I believe is what it's called. Hey, so I'm working on the wing. You know, the guys that are helping me, they're old school guys, and I don't feel really comfortable, you know, filming and stuff in front of them. So I don't know how much I'll get on film, but they went out to the hangar to grind a piece off, so I thought I would give a quick update.
It's going that way a little bit.
Yeah.
So let's come back here on this side. I don't even have to look at it. I know by looking at the seam.
You can see it pulling back. Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be exactly on. It's important that it doesn't do this.
Right.
Once we get this corner,
Right.
then we just go in between the ribs.
I gotcha.
Each one of the ribs. And then we expand out a little bit from the ribs.
Yep.
And get to the ribs. And then do the whole thing over again. But this is just, we want to make sure this all works out the way it's supposed to here. So we'll do this. See how I'm just kind of lightly hitting it?
Yep. Barely touching it.
See it?
Yeah.
See that?
Yep.
Walking this way?
Yep. Reminds me of model airplanes back in the day.
Exactly. It's the same exact concept. So we want a nice, I always start with ribs.
Okay.
A nice thick coat. And this stuff will dry. It'll encapsulate the weave so the paint has something to stick to. And we want to put enough on that encapsulates, but we don't want big runs on the inside.
Right.
So
is this what does the UV protection or no?
no, this has the silver, poly spray has silver in it.
Gotcha.
We like to go full strokes.
Okay.
So if you get dry, go ahead and, you know, put some wet stuff down and then start back over.
Okay.
Go one direction.
So you don't have a brush mark in the middle?
Yeah.
All right. Hey, thought I'd give you an update. Here's where I'm at. This would be a paint booth that I am working on. I decided I could either pay someone to paint the rudder, or I could learn to do it myself and buy the equipment. So that's what I decided to do. So I started this yesterday. It is 9 by 6, I believe, 7 foot tall. There is a filter here for the incoming air. Down here there'll be a box fan with another filter on it to move air through. It's a mess in my hangar right now. Sorry about that. There's my rudder. So the plan today is like January 5th. It's been a long time coming. So today is Wednesday. I'm going to finish the paint booth today. The turbine HVLP gun comes today. The goal is tomorrow morning, Thursday, is to get this hangar heated up. I need to spray 2 coats of poly brush, and then I need to spray 3 coats of poly spray, which is the silver, and then I believe 1 or 2 coats of the color top coat. So I'm hoping to have that done. Today's Wednesday. I'm hoping to be finished with it by Monday. I put the 2 coats of poly brush, sprayed those in the paint booth. I just finished up with my second coat. I'm spraying with a Fuji Semi Pro 2, it's called. It's a turbine, I believe they call it, and it's been good. So I had to thin the poly brush out a little more than, so it's 3 to 1, and I had to thin it out a little bit more. And the reason is because the turbine, the concept behind it is that it heats the air, so you don't get any moisture in the line. But if you don't double your line lengths, sometimes that warm air will dry the poly brush before it hits the surface, or get caught up in the dry in the nozzle. So you just thin it out a little bit more, and it keeps it wet longer. Some of the other tricks are to cool it down, cool your material down before. There's still a little sheen left on there. So I see this side looks good. There might be a little bit of runs right there. I'm gonna be okay with it. So after this, that'll dry for the rest of the day today. Tomorrow morning, I will put the first coat of silver on. It gets 3 cross coats. So each coat, 1 coat's considered east-west, north-south, that's 1. 3 of those, the most you can do is 2 in a day. So I'll do 1 tomorrow morning, 1 tomorrow night, 1 Saturday morning. And then I think I'll let it dry off all weekend and hopefully top coat it on Monday. Sorry I haven't documented much of this. It's everything just to learn what I need to do. So I'm just trying to focus on doing it the right way, and it's hard to document. But anyway, see you later. All 3 coats of poly brush on there, 1 brush, 2 spray. So the next step is I'm taking this iron and I make sure that the pinked edges, the tape edges, if they lift a little bit, you can just put your iron at 225, touch the edges of them, and it gets them laid back down really nice before I put 3 coats of poly spray on. Alright guys, I'm getting ready to go in to spray the cream color. So I'm just filming on my iPhone, so I don't really have a way to shoot me actually doing it. But there's the rudder now. 3 coats of poly brush, 3 coats of poly spray. And I'm mixing up the paint, and I'll show you what it looks like when I'm finished spraying. First coat is done. So 10 minutes and then 1 more. The cream's done. I don't have any idea how it turned out because I don't know what to, I don't have anything to compare it to because I've never painted. I feel like it's orange peely. That test, I was trying to get the orange peel out based on settings. Yeah, maybe not. Maybe it's all right. Let's see, let's get on the side with the light. See right there, you can kind of see that. Oh yeah, baby. We'll see how it lays down. I have no idea. All right, we hit it with a light fogging and the first medium coat, and 10 minutes to dry for the red, and then we'll hit it with one last coat. It's looking good. So totally random here. I'm going to end this video this way. I am headed down to Middletown Airport. The rudder is finished. It's curing. Hope to be flying tomorrow, the next day. But friends of mine bought a T6 and are bringing it back from Phoenix, Arizona. They started a new business called Kestrel Warbird Experience, and they are, you can get T6 flight training and flight ops. So So I have a couple upcoming adventures. The first week of February, my wife and I are flying to Florida, and I'll document that. Even more excited about is at the end of February, I'm going on a solo flight from Ohio to California. I'm gonna take a sleeping bag, a tent, credit card, a few $100 bills, and with no real agenda other than just to adventure and to explore, hopefully to meet a lot of new people, to do some flying. Look for that video to come. Thanks for following. Talk to you later.